the show now we have got Jan Dawson and Jeremy Osborne from Friends of Strathaven Castle. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yes, thank you for having us again.
Well, we're at the start of 2026, and I know a lot of people are always asking questions about what's happening with the castle. Now, a lot has been going on over the last year, and a lot of progress has been made, so it might be useful just to kind of summarise what happened last year and where did we get to.
Yeah, indeed. 2025 has been a busy year for us, particularly the second half of 2025. We had some interest on our project from our Labour MP, Johnny Reid, and also Marion McCallum, the MSP, got involved. They helped us generate interest in Strathaven Council and what we're doing, and we had a meeting with the Community Council and the MPs, and that resulted in a collaboration agreement between the Community Council and the Friends of Strathaven Castle. So now we're in a really good position that we have the support of the Community Council, we have the support of the local authority, and we have the interest of the MSP and the MP in what we're doing. That resulted in us getting full information of the surveys that have been done of the castle via Strathaven Council. So a chartered civil engineer, a qualified person, did a binocular and photograph survey of the castle and generated a lot of information on the defects that are currently in the castle. And that information was then used to provide some cost estimates for putting these defects right. And we've got all that information, plus a really, really good drone survey done by Strathaven Council. It's a pretty good piece of work that they've done on the stack at the back on its own. And what we want to do now is we want to share that information with the people of Strathaven so that they know what the real condition of this castle is and what the size of the challenge before us is to put it right, to get it open so we can reuse it again. So we're looking to hold a open day on Friday week, the 16th of January, at the library, from about 1 o'clock through to 7 o'clock in the evening. And I've got those times to allow people to pop in during the afternoon, people to pop in before they pick up children from school, people to pop in on their way home from work. And they can see all these defects that we've identified, all the costs that have been put together to fix, well, the estimates that have been put together to fix these defects, and look at the size of the challenge. They can meet some of the Friends of Strathaven Castle people. We're also hoping to launch our website. Is that right, Jan?
Yes.
Our new website will be ready to be launched. That had a lot of information on there. And we're going to start doing our fundraising as well. So 2026 is kicking off for us with this event where we're going to share with people of Strathaven and inform them what's going on. And then we're going to start putting together little projects that we can do to help consolidate the castle, start our fundraising, and hopefully in the second quarter of 26, if we've raised sufficient money, start doing some work.
I mean, I think that the important thing to remember in all of this is effectively South Lanarkshire Council owns the castle, and Historic Environment Scotland has got a responsibility to make sure that any work that's done complies with how you manage a ruin effectively. And it was good that both were represented at the meeting last year where the agreement was reached between the Friends of Strathaven Castle and the Community Council. And so I think it's important for people to understand what's the position of Friends of Strathaven Castle, where does it fit into the big picture, and in terms of fundraising, you've got the key role of trying to pull together the grant funding that's needed to actually do this work.
Yes, that's very true. Before I say anything more, I'd like to say we have got together a very professional committee now with varied skills that we need. Jeremy has been instrumental in organising this open day, and we would really love for you all to come along and support, because the castle, although South Lanarkshire owns it, it's Strathaven people's castle.
It's an asset.
We would love you to come along, support us, and sign your support. When we go for funding, we need as many names as possible to let the funders see we do have the backing of the community. So please do come along, support us, support your castle. And a thank you again to my committee. We have a great bunch now here. The website was designed by a lady who joined us recently, whose background was in web design, and she has done a fantastic job.
And she's so enthusiastic, isn't she?
She's very enthusiastic. We also have Bob Gibbons now, who is very well educated in applying for funding, etc. And the rest of the committee have been very dedicated right from the start. So please do come along and support us. This is for your benefit and the people of Strathaven. We do not want to see the castle deteriorate any further. So please do come along and support us.
Yes, as you said, Joan, our web designer's got a background in web design, and
Yes.
Bob's got a background in fundraising.
Fundraising,
And I'm also a chartered civil engineer, so I know what I'm talking about when I look at this information. So yes, we've got a really good committee. And just to pick up on something you said there a minute, Les, Historic Environment Scotland really plugged into what we're doing. We've got an open line, haven't we, to individuals there.
That's
so
good.
They're on the line to us. They're guiding us on what we can and cannot do, and when we need to talk to them. They've also given us some access to funding opportunities too for some of the work. So yes, Historic Environment Scotland are very well plugged in. We have an individual in South Lanarkshire Council who's our direct contact as well, supporting us. So we've got a direct line into that as well. And the Community Council have committed to supporting us in fundraising as well. So yes, you're quite right. As Jan said, it's people's castle. It belongs to people of Strathaven. South Lanarkshire Council are the custodian, the owner, from the perspective, the client, if you will. And they've committed to, if we can find the funds, they're committed to putting the contracts together, letting the contracts to their frameworks, managing the contracts and executing the work. All we need to do is raise the money and put together the projects. So the putting together the projects is where I come into it, I guess, and providing the money is where Bob and the people of Strathaven come into it. So we're very excited for 2026 and 2027. I really do think that we're going to see some real movement in the spring and summer of 2026 on doing some stuff in the castle. But again, it all depends on how much support we get from the people of Strathaven. And one more thing you mentioned, Jan, that if people come to the meeting and we want them to sign a document when they've been there, it's a document of support, because we know that the more signatures we have of people who live in Strathaven on this form, the more likely it is that Bob's going to be able to secure significant funding from some of the major funders. The major funders like the National Lottery and the wind farms, they want to see that the money that they're providing is actually going to be of value to the community. So if the community says, we want to do this, that's very powerful.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's an important point, and I think the point you raised earlier, when I said the council owns it, but it is an asset for Strathaven, and I think the reason that Friends of Strathaven Castle started in the first place was because there were so many concerns about how a valuable asset to the town that could attract visitors was deteriorating, and it was important that the community got together, and so far, I mean, it has. I mean, the amount of people that support Friends of Strathaven Castle is fantastic, but I think the view was always that it was about restoring the castle to a point where it was open access to the public, and then looking at what the community wanted to happen to the castle in terms of how it was part of our community. And I think that's what you're saying is absolutely vital, that the community needs to get behind what you're doing and support it.
Yeah, we do have on the leaflet which we'll be handing out, we have asked at the very last, please let us know what your vision for the castle will be in the future. What would you like to see being done in it? How can you use the castle? So it's valuable to know how people feel about the castle. We also have some refreshments.
Okay.
We will have refreshments.
We have balloons for the children.
Yeah, we have some postcards too.
And we have some postcards.
For donations.
For donations.
For donations.
Yeah,
Everything's for donations. And
one of which was one of your wonderful photographs.
All right. I'm glad to hear it, thank you.
And I was reminded when, if people can remember Hangerfest from last year, there was a really good picture that appeared on the Hangerfest page, an aerial picture, which looked through Strathaven with the bands at the various places, the crowds, and behind it all was the castle sitting on the mound behind it, standing above the town looking back. And I thought to myself, and I saw the picture, wouldn't it be good if the castle could be a venue for a Hangerfest?
Yeah. It's tailor-made for it. It's perfect.
But we can't get in there because it's not safe. And I also was reminded by some of the churches in town that they used to use the castle as a venue for the Passion that used to go around Strathaven, which seems to have lost favour. But wouldn't it be great if we could do that again? But we can't do any of that unless we have the castle consolidated, is the term they use. And to get it consolidated, we need the people of Strathaven to know what's going on and to get behind us and help us with the fundraising.
So what's the website going to be? What's it called? Is it friendsofstrathavencastle.org?
I've got it on my phone.
See, this is a thing. So like, don't ask a question you don't know the answer to.
Well, it's very new, you see. So
yeah, it will go live round about the 16th. Although you can look at it now. And as I say, Jenny has done such a fantastic job.
Right, there you go. Can you read that?
No, I've not glasses.
Okay, so the address for the website is one word: friendsofstrathavencastle.org.uk.
Right.
Quite simple.
Yeah.
To remember.
Yep.
If you can spell Friends of Strathaven Castle and get all the letters in the right order,
You'll get there, yeah. And also you've got your Facebook page as well, so people
We do.
can send messages on there.
we do.
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
I have advertised this open drop-in day,
Mhm.
and I shall do again on Friday. We want as many people to come as possible, and I'm fully convinced that the people don't use social media.
Mhm.
So I'll be asking in my next post, please let your friends and neighbours know
Yep.
to come along to the open day, sign your interest for us, and hopefully it'll help us with our funding.
Right.
And it's all to the benefit of the community.
Absolutely.
So
I mean,
just to remind people, it's Friday, the 16th of January, from 1 o'clock until 7, and I'll be there all that time, ready to answer any questions. So it's Friday the 16th, and Jan and I will be going around the town later this week, hopefully putting some posters up in shop windows.
Okay. And that's in Strathaven Library.
It's the Strathaven Library in the Pine Mill Room. If you go
The
to the
Pipe
library,
Milling Room, yeah.
if you go to the library now, they've got a banner in there, and there should be a digital display on the screen advertising it.
Mhm. Great. Well, it sounds very exciting for 2026, and thank you as always for your time and for everything you're doing to try and support the castle.
No, thank you, Les.
Thank you, Les, for having us again.